Okay, so we want to communicate. Think of all the conversations that you have. How many of them are solid conversations? How many of them are just senseless? I'm just getting things off my chest, or they're not really worth much, or whatever the case is. Right? You want to communicate. You want to have a BFF. You want to have a good friend. Well, why should you have a good friend if you're not the good friend? What if you're a different kind of person? Right? Why should the other person befriend me? Why should I have this kind of connection? Rabbi Nachman, in all his Svarim, Rabbi Nosson of Breslov in the Likutei Halachos goes on one topic. One topic, perhaps more than any other topic discussed in his writings. That topic is Emunah, faith. Right? Faith. We're a Jewish nation. If you look in the dictionary, even Merriam-Webster has this thing, Jewish faith means they have faith in their Judaism, faith in God, right? It comes to us from where? It starts with Avraham Avinu, went to Yitzchak, Yaakov, went down to Egypt with them, and it was solidified, formed into a concrete religion, faith, at Sinai. So Hashem appeared, he appeared to us. And he said, Anochi Hashem Elokecha, I am God, your Lord. I'm God. And God could do anything. Right? I had once with a fellow who was not at all religious. He said, you're religious people. You're so closed-minded. You're so narrow-minded. Right? We think of everything. Okay, is there anyone here in business? Yeah. Do you ever notice in business you're pursuing a contract, right? And as you're pursuing the contract, right, you're 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, it doesn't materialize, right? But your company is going under, right? What happens? Somewhere, somehow, out of the clear blue, comes a client, and you make a deal, and you have the money to continue the business. Ever happen? Every month? Right? These are things that happen all the time. Or any other of us in life, we have things that we think about, we think this is where my salvation or my goal will materialize. And it doesn't materialize. It's like something just beyond reach. And then all of a sudden, something that I didn't count upon comes. So this fellow tells me, we Jews are very narrow-minded. And I told him, you got it completely wrong. Completely wrong. You believe in a lot of things. So it comes to anything that happens to you in life, what you do is you pursue all the avenues that you could think of. You pursue them. So you think you have an open mind because you pursue whatever avenue you want. But did you ever notice that the salvation you're seeking comes from a place you never thought of? Or the idea, the goal, the ultimate business deal, or whatever it may be, comes from a place that you never thought of? Doesn't that happen? Yeah. It says, that's what I believe. I believe in God. God is infinite. So I'm not limited by all the things I can think about. I am never limited in what happens to me in my life. I always know, because I believe that there is a God who can do anything, literally anything. And with that, I know that the ultimate result of what I need will happen to me. This is the ultimate solution will come. So we have to believe in God. He's infinite. Remember, things look beyond hope. Sometimes they are. But really, no matter how big things look, Hashem is always there. And Hashem is beyond anything you can imagine. Turn to Him. Believe in Him. Pray to Him. And you'll see a completely different world that you never saw till now. So the first leg of faith is belief in God. Okay? But there's another leg to faith, and that is called faith in the Torah. The Torah was given to us by Hashem. It's His guidance. It's His book of life. Right? You go into the army, they give you a manual. You got to live like this. You go into politics, there's their manual. You go into accounting, it's a manual. The manual that we as a nation have is the Torah. And we have to look to the Torah for whatever it is that we're seeking. The Torah is there for us. We have to believe in that part of religion. The Torah is what guides us. And there's a third leg to faith. That leg is faith in the true tzaddikim. There are many leaders in the world today. All of them are really followers. Right? What do the polls say? That's what I'm going to promote as my position. Right? Doesn't matter who you are. You're a politician. You're a follower. You're not a leader. A leader is Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu, a true tzaddik. Moshe Rabbeinu, when they committed the golden calf, Moshe Rabbeinu goes up to Hashem. Imagine, just picture the scenario. He's standing before Hashem, none other than Hashem himself. Hashem says, leave me alone, I'm going to wipe them out. Right? What would you do? He says, don't worry, I'll make you into a great nation. That's Moshe Rabbeinu. He'll have his own nation. Isn't that enticing? Isn't that what every politician asks for? Right? Moshe Rabbeinu says, let's be reasonable, Hashem. You're not going to touch the hair on one head of any Jew. You're not going to touch one hair on one head of any Jew. Right? You either wipe me out or you let them live. You forgive them, you forget about it, it's gone, completely forgiven, and otherwise you get rid of me too. They're my people. I put my neck on the line for the people. That's a leader. David HaMelech had a case where the king of Ammon passed away, and he was friendly to King David. He was friendly. David HaMelech had sent his family there for protection from King Shaul. And when the king died, David HaMelech sent a few of his messengers to console, a shiva call, to the prince of Ammon. The messengers came. The prince of Ammon was told by his advisors, don't be fooled for a minute. King David did not send these people here to condole you. They came here because they want to spy out the land. The king got angry, and the prince got angry. He tore the garments of the messengers. He shaved off half their beards. He sent them back humiliated to Eretz Yisrael. Okay? King David is a leader, not a follower. King David said, that's what you do to my people. You humiliate them. He didn't hurt them. He just humiliated them. He went and sent Yoav with the army, and he wiped out the king of Ammon. He wiped him out. You don't humiliate my people. I'm a leader. I protect my people. That's a leader. Those are the true tzaddikim. all through the generations. Rabbi Akiva, Rashi, Beis Yosef, all the tzaddikim throughout the generation are our leaders. We have to have faith in them and what they taught in order to be able to have true faith, because they're the ones who teach us what the Torah is all about, that manual, and they're the ones who teach us what Hashem is all about. Says Rabbi of Breslov, that's all fine and good. But there's another leg to faith, another leg that we must have. Excuse me. And if you don't have that leg, the other three legs won't take much play. They won't be too much in your life. What leg is that? Faith in yourself. You must have faith in yourself. You are, after all, created by Hashem. Hashem placed you in this world. Hashem put you here because He wants you. If He didn't want you, you wouldn't be here. Right? So Hashem put faith in us. And He wants us to have faith in ourselves, to realize that we are important. We have a place of importance in Hashem's eyes. We have a place of importance in the Jewish nation. Each and every one of us has something to contribute to somebody else. You want a BFF? You have to be a BFF yourself, right? I hate these acronyms, right? BFF, whatever, who knows what. Okay. But whatever it is, right? You want to be a good friend, you want to communicate, you want to be able to accomplish, to get your work done, to do what you have to do. You have to have the faith that you are capable of it. And Hashem gave you the tools that you need. What your friend has, well, that's his mission or her mission, right? That's what the other people have to do. The tools that I have, the feelings that I have, the intellect that I have, the knowledge that I have to believe it's with me, is for me to build a better life for myself. And did you ever notice that when you turn on the heat in the house, it radiates heat? So too, when you turn on the heat in your own heart, you turn on that heat, that belief that you have what to offer, it radiates outwards and it affects the people around you too. A parent to a child, right? Or as the saying goes, the 17-year-old says, the 22-year-old says, when I was 17, I couldn't believe how foolish my father was. I couldn't believe it. Now that I'm 22, I can't imagine, I can't understand how much my father learned in the last 5 years. Right? It's something, belief, understanding, radiate outwards. The knowledge that I have, the understanding that I have at this point in my life. You had a life before? You did things before? Did you ever make a mistake? Is there anyone here who never made a mistake? Right? I think I did once in 1986, but I was wrong. But whatever. You never made a mistake? Of course, we all do. We all have things that we do wrong. So what? Everybody makes mistakes. I'm not different than anybody else. If that's the case, let me get on with my life. Let me go forward in life. I believe I could do whatever it is that I can do. Rabbi Nachman said, if you believe that you could spoil, believe that you could repair. Im אתה מאמין שיכולים לקלקל, תאמין שיכולים לתקן. Rav Nosson takes a hold of this and says, imagine, you did something wrong. So you felt that you damaged something, right? If you do something wrong, you made it. It's a relationship. You cooked a nice dish, but it didn't come out right? Or it's a business deal. You did something, you believe it was damaged goods. right? But you believe it's damaged. If you believe it's damaged, you have already belief residing inside your heart. And if you have that belief residing inside you, then believe also that you could rectify anything that went wrong in your life. Right? The Gemara goes so far to say, Gemara in Emunah, where it says a person does an Avera, he sins purposely, intentionally. So when he does tshuva, he says, Hashem, I'm sorry, all the sins that he did intentionally are now considered as if he did an accidental sin. It wasn't on purpose. He has elevated that sin, that intentional sin, to make it something that is now, was an accident. I made a mistake, right? But then the Gemara goes further. And the Gemara says, whoever does tshuva me'ahava, whoever repents out of love for Hashem, then the sins that he did are now transformed into mitzvahs. So if a person ate treif, if a person was Mechalel Shabbos, if a person was out there with drugs, alcohol, adultery, idolatry, murder, anything that the person did wrong in their life, if you take yourself and say, Hashem, I love you, communicate, you don't become love automatically. My mother told me when I got married, you think you're in love? Ha! He says, it takes years to develop that relationship, what true love really is. So we start today. We say, Hashem, I'm here, I love you, and I want to serve you. I want to do the right thing. And if I'm not really fully behind what I said, I will be. It may take a few days, a few weeks, a few years. But eventually I'll come to understand that I really love Hashem. And then everything I did wrong in my life till now has now become a mitzvah. Imagine that. Imagine how powerful you are. You can only do that if you believe in yourself. May Hashem help that we come to believe in Hashem, in the Torah, in the tzaddikim, and in ourselves. We learn to communicate. We learn to be joyous. We learn to appreciate all the things that happen to us, all the little things. And the little things become one big picture of happiness and joy. May Hashem bless you all, that you all merit to a joyous life, a great life, a happy life, and we all merit to see the coming of Mashiach, the building of the Beis HaMikdash, and the ingathering of all the exiles. Yeah, you'll all move to Israel. Right? Amen, be amen. Good night, be well, and thank God my sentence ends tomorrow. I hope I'm back on a plane to Eretz Yisrael.